You may think you need a lot of space to grow watermelons, but I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd, and I specialize in small space biointensive gardening. Today, I'm going to show you how to grow watermelons in whatever space you have available. Let's get started. Growing watermelons from seed means a couple of things. One, you can choose varieties that are more compact or grow in your particular region of hardiness zone or climate or marine layer or whatever it is going on for you. And that means it'll do better in your small space. Now I have 3 varieties here, all of which are for places that don't have long summers, which is great for us here on the coast because we have marine layer for half of it. So let's look at the varieties I'm growing this year. First up, Lila Now Sweet Glow. It's an orange variety, orange flesh green skin. That is good for northern areas. And I have not yet grown it here at Gardenerd headquarters. The second one is Blacktail Mountain, which I have grown here a number of times, and it does really well in our cooler summers. This variety in particular also grows well with heat and drought conditions, which is sometimes what our situation is. And the third one I'm growing is, for the first time, it's called Dixie Queen. Now, if you don't have a lot of space or you live in a place that doesn't get super hot, like a coastal area, growing small icebox watermelon types are the way to go. This Dixie Queen is a smaller variety and it's perfect for this situation. Now you can see in this area that I have here, we are splitting them in a triangle. Now, if you're growing in containers, you're going to do 1 per container, and you want your container to be at least 15 inches in diameter and tall. We have amended this soil with a good amount of compost, and it's a good idea to check your soil levels for phosphorus and potassium to make sure you have enough for fruiting and flowering, which is what those 2 things do. I'm placing my 3 types of watermelon in a triangle, and I'm going to be planting the seeds right at the drip line where the holes are, so I don't have to worry about hand watering this bed. When it comes to drilling your holes for your watermelon seeds, not all seed packets have a whole lot of information, so here's a little trick you should know. The seed width will tell you how deep to plant it. So these watermelon seeds are pretty small, and what you want to do is look at the width of the seed, not the length, but the width. And if you double that in warm winter places or triple it in cold winter places, that is your seed depth. So this seed, for example, is about 1/4 inch wide, so I can plant it 1/2 inch deep where I live, and if you live in a colder place, 3/4 inch deep is pretty good. Not all watermelon seeds are the same size, so that may differ depending on the variety. These Dixie Queen seeds are a lot bigger than the Lila Now Sweet Glow, and so these are going to probably be planted more like 3/4 inch deep for me. Here at Gardenerd headquarters, we like to plant our melons and squash in a triangle, but I want to line these up exactly where the drip line is. You can see there's a hole here, in the drip line, there's a little bulbous part, and that is where the drip line, the water comes out, and that's happening here and here as well. So my triangle is a little off kilter, but I'm going to do little holes on either side and not too deep. This is only about a half inch deep, like that, and here and here. Pour some into your non-dominant hand and drop 1 or 2 seeds in each hole. I'm going to do 2, so I'm doing a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seeds, and I'll be thinning this to 1 per section, or maybe 2 if I have the room, and then backfill over the top. When we're done planting this triangle of triangles, we're going to cover this with floating row cover because a particular cat named Mittens likes to use this bed as a litter box, and that will keep her out. Whether you're planting 1, 2, or 3 in a small space, we like to keep them at least a few feet apart, but the cool thing about watermelons is that they're only anchored at the root here where you plant the seeds. The rest can spill out into pathways over the edge of your bed. So if you want to focus all of your watermelons on the south edge of a raised bed, that means it's going to spill off and drift toward the sun instead of taking up the rest of your entire bed so you can grow other things. Or you can just pick up those vines and coil them back into the bed. So if you have a 4x4 bed, that's great for growing 3 watermelons. We do that every year. This Vigo garden is 4.5 by 6.5, so it's ample space for growing 3 watermelons plus the yard-long beans that we have growing on this trellis over here. Remember, when you start from seed, you need to keep that top inch of soil moist the entire germination period, which can be from 4 to 10 days, depending on the variety that you get. This one is 10 days, this one's 10 days, this one doesn't say because it's that kind of seed packet. To learn more about growing watermelon and a whole bunch of stuff in small spaces, visit gardenerd.com and check out my book, High Yield Small Space Organic Gardening. Check out my other books and our online courses. Consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff that we do here at Gardenerd, and don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications to find out when our next video happens. Happy gardening!